Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, everybody. Okay, yesterday...
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
not
evening.
only am I
Good
doing
night.
a show from this house, but I'm also trying to sell it. So I had to beat feet out of here because one thing you learn about realtors is some of them are right on time and some of them are early and some of them are late. And yesterday, the buyers came in early, and so I had to get out of here.
It was a classic exit.
Today.
I
Not
know,
early, but I have to get out of here.
I know we've all left early.
I think it was 2 minutes.
Yeah, barely anything. It was like 2 or 3 tapes of the audio vault, but it was
But
great.
as I was getting ready to get out of here, and I shut off our little video
Yes.
connection, and then I heard you two discussing, and it concerned. Let me explain. There is a piece of furniture that we require for the move over to my other studio.
I would say we don't need it at all. This is just an upgrade.
It is an upgrade,
Yes.
and this actually is a result of my favorite moment of your hasty exit yesterday. Is after you had said goodbye, there was a few moments of downtime, and you said, "I heard that."
Yeah, because I said at least we don't have to give them the bad news about.
That's right,
blank.
exactly. Blank.
Yeah, so I was concerned. I've been concerned about this for many, many reasons, not the least of which is, Rob tends to do things that
Are kind.
they can be. No, I know, I do know. This is much more
Does it involve
you than me, pal.
a
This is
ham
me
and-
getting. This is me getting rid of your family's crap.
Does it- no-
At first and foremost, I would much rather have a shiny, nice new player.
You're being,
Okay, that would be fine
you're
by
being
me.
really mean and cruel right now for
Well,
no
no,
reason.
I'm not.
You
I am not.
haven't
I
even
am-
started getting it. People don't even know what we're about to fight over, and you need to give some detail at least.
All I know is at the end of the show yesterday, right when I was leaving, I heard Oscar say to Rob, well, then we don't have to tell him
At
about the
least
furniture.
we don't have to break the news about
Break the news.
Break the news.
Exactly.
Break
Yes.
the news.
Yes.
And then I
Yes.
said, I heard that. I didn't
Yes.
have time to hang out.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had time to hang out and I wasn't getting out of
'Cause
here.
you're multitasking. You got a lot
some
going on.
looky-loos are coming in.
Loser.
Oscar,
Yes.
do you remember the initial conversation where Rob said, I've got a, this is when we were all together.
Right.
And Rob said, I've got a very nice console that will be good for the studio. I think it's going to work for you. And everything was going fine. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Sent me a picture. I looked at it. Then at the very last minute, he said, yeah, there's a little ding here. There's a little ding here. And it was slid and slimed into the end of the conversation, but I know that it was more
Okay, so-
important.
Okay,
than
I
that.
hope you don't dwell on it, and I will now call as my witness Matthew Bloom, who has seen the piece of furniture.
Okay,
Well,
but Bloom,
there's your forensic expert
Bloom,
that I need
I love
to
you,
talk
but
to.
before you ruin the show, can I please set the table?
Okay,
All
please
right,
do.
Thank you.
Set the console.
Yes. Mike has, and as a team, we have decided that we want to create a new setting for Mike's new studio in the new home. And for now, I would say the better part of a month, we have been planning out what the proper furniture slash studio console would be for Mr. Mike O'Mara to upgrade his current setup, which is basically a built-in desk.
Right.
And what studio furniture, for those of you out there that are not in the business, allows you to do is to have easy access to the equipment you need, but also to essentially DJ-proof your space, where no more kicking out of cables, no more what cable is that. It really is meant to organize your workflow.
And maybe maybe an added mic or two for
Yes.
if
Oh,
I
yeah.
want a panel with somebody down
That
here.
you don't have to run cables. It's already ready to go. You just hit on and you're
So
good to
Carla
go.
doesn't come in
Yes.
and lean over me
Yeah.
and,
Right.
and have to talk into my microphone and listen on your headphone. Just a couple of minor modifications because we've got the capability.
We roll through, and I'm talking, and this is shocking. Now listen carefully, people in TMOS Nation. Mike does not like to wait. So we immediately start searching the
Right away.
country for a solution. I'm on FaceTime with him. He's got measuring tape out. We're asking for dimensions of a room, where this
can
desk
I
would go.
can I
Yes.
counterpoint you
Yes.
on that?
Yes.
I don't like to wait because my situation is not within my own control. And at the time we started this, I thought there was a potential for me having to be out of here sooner than later. That has not been the case. That's why I am still here doing this. Now, ultimately, I could set up a card
folding table
over there,
and like a remote,
temporary,
like if you're on Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
But my feeling is that and by the way, with the acoustics, which I'm getting burned out on, I would like to sooner than later get things ready. So from that standpoint, yes. But just blanket, labeling me by saying Mike doesn't like to wait. It's not just that. There are other factors
at
at
play. There's an urgency.
Your sense of urgency because you need a project manager. And Mike took on the project management side and said, "Hey, these are my dimensions. What you asked for, I'm giving you. Give me a solution."
Right.
And then I sent Mike a few different options that were secondhand because as a startup, we work on a budget, and
we can't afford super duper stuff.
And that's what, because these things can run into tens of thousands of dollars. A desk alone a new desk alone could easily run you into the $3,000 or $4,000 range. And we finally find one that's roughly $750 on eBay online auction that starts there, and I'm hoping we can get for $800. And out of the blue, comes swinging in, like flying in like Superman, is Mr. Rob Spiewak and says, "Oh, by the way, I may have a solid solution. Let me send you pictures first. What do you guys think?"
Because what happened is my mom was listening to the show that day, and
That's very sweet of her.
And she said, "I still have Dave's desk downstairs from his studio setup," and I'd forgotten about
a dead man's desk.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure if that's a pro or a con, but thank you for weighing in.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's not too soon, is it? I apologize.
It might be a little, too soon.
A little strong.
Might be a little too soon.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, Rob.
I'm gonna backtrack that.
So I look at it, and it looks okay. It looks okay to me. I think it actually looks a little more broadcasty than I wanted. I wanted a little more, room
furniture.
It's not like a 10-mint gem. Or it's not like your perfect baseball card. There's just maybe a few little rounded edges, but you can get over it.
I can get over it, and I'm actually really thinking that it's a solution and cost effective for the show. And then we have the discussion, and the only thing that hinked me out was right at the end when Rob said it's got a little ding in it. And I
don't know why you would. Let me tell you exactly what the ding is, okay? And you've seen the desk. It is, I would say, near mint condition everywhere, except there are two shelves, one left and one right. And on the top of the right-hand shelf, there is, on the top, maybe a quarter-size piece of the laminate is dented in.
Okay.
And that prevents it from being missed.
Okay. No one will ever see it.
No.
And I would say what an homage to have a family member's desk now in your home, Mike. I should have said that earlier.
Well, as Rob explained it to me, this is good
along.
This is good for the show, and also I'm helping his mom out by getting this furniture out that she doesn't want.
A loved one's studio console.
It seems like a win-win.
Yeah, and so many lines are popping through my head right now regarding who's the cursed console or something like that.
Oh, the Dead Man's Console?
I don't.
Pirates of the Caribbean 6, the Dead Man's Console.
Okay, you said it. You said it. I did.
I tried to steer away from that.
So I'm a little paranoid. I'm a little paranoid.
I don't feel that it's cursed. I really don't.
I'm a little paranoid because the ding. Rob has assuaged that situation.
I hope somebody's laughing somewhere.
I'll tell you who's laughing.
Dead
Dave is laughing.
Console.
Dave thinks it's a panic up there in
Dead Man's
heaven.
Console coming into my house.
That's right.
Rob calms me down on the ding thing. And so Rob also informs me that Saturday he's going to be at the house with Pony. They're going to be breaking it down and I think shipping it Saturday. So then at the end of the show yesterday, when I got a beat feed, I hear, well, I guess we won't have to break the news to him about the desk. And I go, I heard that.
Right.
And so on my little one sheet, top
with
numero uno, what's the deal with my furniture, boys?
That's actually my top item, too. It says desk. I know that one. What?
D.M.C.
Dead Man Console?
Dead Man's Console.
Dead Man's Console.
Yes.
May I offer this?
Please.
I'm not entirely comfortable with that. It's okay.
D.M.C?
It's coming to it. No, I'd like to put the whole dead man thing out of the vernacular here. Okay, it's coming to my house.
What about Dead Mouse?
How about just the new console. Let's
Okay.
just say the new
Okay.
console. That would make
New
me
to
very,
you.
very
Mike,
happy.
do you like any particular songs by Oingo Boingo?
It's a dead man's furniture is coming. Who could ask for more? Everybody's excited. Leave your oversized package at the door. Leave your oversized package at the door. Shoo-doo-doo.
Mike, he wasn't even in the same room as the console when he passed.
Rob, this is
Okay, this
skeezing
is so
me
dark,
so
man,
bad.
so dark.
This is why are we going here? Why? What did you say?
I
at the
didn't
end?
bring it up.
Why did you say that at the end? We break the news to him about the
okay,
console.
okay.
Go ahead.
So, I think you're actually going to be very proud of our team because if this was
As always,
2000, I say even 2008.
right.
Let's say something would have been done without even asking us, and then we would have had a heart attack after it would after it
Can
would
you
have been
translate,
done.
please?
Yeah, because we are now, I think, at a better state of communications that we ever have been.
Like we always ask each other. It's a tribe here. We always ask the tribal leaders, "Is this the right move?" Because we want to make sure we make the right move.
Because when we got there, when Pony and I got there Saturday,
Yeah.
we got in there. I found out that my mom's dog has a real problem with Matt Bloom. Like the most docile dog you've ever met, all of a sudden sees Matt, and the hair is standing up on the back of her head. Yeah. I mean, she is really
Right.
hating Matt. But we go down, we disassemble the desk. I know you were concerned about how
Assembly.
hard reassembly is going to be. It
Yeah.
actually, it is very intuitive. And it'll come together very easily. Matt
Right.
had the beautiful idea of putting all the hardware back in the holes that the hardware goes to, so you won't even have to
Don't
sort
have
out
to find it.
screws
Smart.
when it gets there.
Well, that's nice, Pony.
That's
I like
great.
that.
It's
That's
perfect.
great.
And I didn't realize until we
Isn't
really
that
took it apart.
great?
Excellent browning element. It's on casters under it, so it's easy to move around. And it has rack mounts on either side, so you can put all of your
Roll and
equipment
go.
there. And here's the best part. I didn't realize it. 2 rack-mounted locking drawers with a key, big enough to hold headphones and any sort of broadcast equipment you want, that land right in the console. I didn't know they
So
had
you
these
can
drawers.
hide your headphones right there, lock them up. Good to go.
Exactly.
All right.
So I
Then
mean, it's,
what was the concern about breaking the news to me about?
so
the
we
desk?
get the equipment out. It's not easy to move it because it is, it's a 6 by 3 foot table.
Yeah, it's a big table.
And a lot of equipment up and down and up and down. We get it loaded to the car, and then we go to the UPS store, unload it. And I'd called the UPS store on Friday. I said, we've got a computer desk we need to ship. They said, disassemble it, no problem. I said, great. And so we bring it in, and they said, I got a computer desk. He said, you called yesterday. Fantastic. Bring it in. Boom and boom and boom. Lots of trips, stacking up.
Yeah.
Lots of people mailing things in the way, but we get all the stuff in there. And he starts measuring and saying, we're going to put this here, and that can go in the same box. And
Allocating for where
He
everything's
says,
gonna go.
He says, this will go, we can put this in this box, and it'll all go down together. This is fragile, market fragile. And he says, okay, I've got your subtotal. To ship it will be $1,300.
Oh my! Screw them.
So I get.
So after I literally picked my jaw up off the ground, because I was expecting on a bad day like $400,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking,
Wow.
and I mean, I asked, I said, does that?
this the
ground?
cheapest way to
yeah,
get
we're,
there?
Yeah, we're
Like-
not overnighting it,
Yes.
right? I mean, what is he says, this is the cheapest way, and he had a line of drool hanging out of his mouth. He said, well, it's a long distance, and it's really big, and it's heavy, and so $1,300. Is there any way we can get it cheaper? No. So I call Oscar.
Yeah.
And
and to be fair,
My mouth is hanging open right
I
now.
was-
to be
Nice.
fair, Mike, in
unbelievably shocked.
2007, this would have been swiped on our PayPal card.
Boom.
Hopefully not declined.
Right.
And then on Monday,
I'm with you.
of yesteryear,
I'm with you. I consider that ridiculous.
somebody would have come in and said, "Here's a receipt," and we both would have looked at it and had a cow and went crazy, right?
Right.
So Oscar
Right.
and I
So-
have a good laugh.
Yes. I said, Rob, that's highway robbery. They're trying to get you. I've shipped. I've actually shipped desks from California to DC for cheaper, multiple desks.
So
Right,
I knew at the get go $1,300 was too much. Wanted to make sure that I was grounded in that, and so then Pony and I put it all back in my car.
Yeah.
Put it all back
I'm
in my
sorry,
car.
And he didn't
guys.
bitch about it.
Now I
He
feel
di-
bad
yeah,
for you. that
He
you
didn't
did
bitch
that.
about it at all. He was like, "You're right. I just want to
That's
call
a
and
good
confirm."
call. And by the way, that was the good call. That was
On a
the
Saturday,
absolute good call.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's and so the desk is in my car now. So if anyone wants to come and get it and take it to Mike, I'm here until 4.
So I mean, is it because it's the UPS store that they're gouging you on this. I mean,
you know what? The thing is that I thought that the expense was going to be the crating, like the boxing. That was only $250.
Which means it's probably crap boxing that would probably damage the stuff.
Right.
Like we were on the phone going through this pacing, and I remember these paces, not pacing. Rob said, "How much for the crating?" And the guy's like, he goes, and he gives Rob, about $250. He said, okay. So they want to ship it for $1,100 down. So we could pay someone $500 to drive it down in their van, or less, right? And I said, Rob, they're trying to F you sideways. Get out of there right now.
Verifying what I already suspected.
We'll figure this out, and we will tell Mike on Monday or Tuesday. But I have other options for this. But I'm telling you, $1,300. What's the point of a free desk at this point?
And one thing I can tell you is I know for a fact when I was talking about those drawers that go into the rack, I know they open and close easily because every time I turn left, it opens. And every time I turn right, it closes in the back of my car. Because of the
you lock them, though.
Yeah, lock the door.
I should.
Yeah, you should lock them, and then that wouldn't happen.
But anyway, it's
up.
all sort of fun to hear it. And also, Tony, locking it kind of ruins the joke, doesn't it?
No.
No, okay. Thanks for your help on Saturday.
You're welcome.
So the options that we were looking at, take it to the dump. Is that
no?
Had considered it.
So, do you remember a reality show a long time ago where people would bid on shipping certain goods, and if this might have lasted 4 to 5
Was it
seasons.
the one where they built aquariums?
No. It's something similar. That
I don't remember that.
Storage Wars?
So it's almost as trashy as
what?
Yup, the Yup guy.
Oh, I forgot.
Yup. That's how he bids.
Wow. Storage Wars.
So there is a show, and if somebody in the control room can find it, please. It's called a Shipping Wars, if I'm not mistaken. And you would see on an app or a computer somebody come up with, "Hey, I have X to ship. What's your bid?" There is now a website called UShip, the letter U and ship, and you put down exactly what you're shipping. And people bid around the country that might be just going down there, or a truck, or like professional drivers that'll come and pick it up because they're going in that direction anyways. You can ship something for a fraction of the price of this large.
A fraction of retail price.
Yes. So I've gone there.
How is that progressing?
I just put that on the website yesterday. It takes about 48 hours to get some options. So we'll have an option sooner than later. I said within 7 days you'll have a desk.
And the beauty is that
and what's the backup plan if the options don't pan out?
Oh, Mike, the UShip people, they're many, and they're able, and they're capable. There's no problem. You'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
And if you're not in a hurry anymore, as you said, no big deal.
All right. And this thing's not too big for the space that
we measured it out.
It's exactly 6 feet wide.
All right. 6 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
32 inches deep.
Yeah. But that's just astonishing to me, that kind of
You have no idea how astonished I was. And I was in no mood to hear that news. And I was just like, you've got to be, what?
I was here recabling the wire so I didn't hear my phone ring. Rob was so pissed he called my wife.
I said, are you near Oscar? Go find him.
Yeah,
Tell him to pick up his phone.
So she comes up from downstairs in the office and says, "Hey, Rob, I think something's wrong." And he's like, "It's $1,350 to ship." And I said, "What?"
Yeah.
And then we went into a get the F out of there motion.
But we're ready to go at a moment notice because I'm traveling everywhere with the desk.
Has it with.
I have it with me.
I've actually asked him carry it with just in case someone's like, "I can get there tomorrow, pick it up."
Yeah, I got it.
He's got it.
And so when will you know the progress on your
I'm hoping
website?
Within maybe even today, as quick as today.
Well, see, I mean, that's not that big a deal.
No, it's not
Do
that
I look
big a
like
deal.
I'm concerned about that? You know what? And the good call, what would I have been concerned about? The $1,300 that we just signed
We
up.
would have yelled at each other. We would have said we couldn't afford that. Why would we do that?
Insane.
Makes sense. Yes.
It would have been insane, and it's still insane. I'm still trying to think, the gross weight of the thing. I mean, it's not heavier than the average desk.
No,
right?
and the fact
This is
that
size and volume, Mike.
we
Size and volume.
totally disassembled it. I mean, it's actually you could move this as a single person because the heaviest thing is the 6 by 3 foot top, and it's not that heavy. More convenient with two people.
For $1,300, that's the price you should pay if you have like 3 keys of cocaine inside, and you want the UPS guy.
I didn't tell
to
him
not
about the.
say anything.
I didn't tell him about the blow.
You're like, hey, don't worry about the blow inside the locked drawers. Just ship
The
it.
blow. Now, that door opening and closing when you're making turns, is that damaging my piece?
No,
And
it's not.
Which will henceforth be referred to my piece.
Well, Mike, you know what?
D.M.C.
What
My
I
piece
love
of
is
furniture.
I love
D.M.C.
it because now it's become the console of the living.
Yes, it has.
A rebirth. Rebirth. Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Exactly.
Go
This is
back. Let me-
vintage.
There is no damage
While
being
we're
done.
waiting, since there's a delay, let me
Yes.
Yes, please.
let me revisit it a little bit.
Yeah, the
Just,
text.
go
The text
back
always
and-
works.
What, the
I
pictures?
just
It
want to
makes
look at
sense.
it again. I want to look at it again.
Yeah.
I didn't see too many like DJ stickers on there. There are like a few of them.
There's one there's an Apple sticker.
Yeah.
There's a Shore sticker. They'll peel off. Yeah.
And then I think one said like more ass. No, more grassless ass or more ass, less
Because
grass.
and that's pretty much how my stepfather was.
Yeah, honk if you're horny.
Classic. That one.
You
yeah.
know?
That's a classic
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
He
That was-
picked it up when he
That's
was
really-
on tour.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. mhm.
Rob, did you send it to me individually? Did you text it to me individually, or did
It was a group text.
It was
that a
group. I
group
think
text?
it was in
Yeah.
the group.
I like the S happens one that's on the back.
That's a
Can't
good
really
one.
see
That's
that,
funny.
though. Yeah, that's a fun one.
going to look?
And
As a group
then
text, we have millions
There's
of texts.
one that says I. Oh, Virginia's for lovers because he was a big Virginia guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
and
that's
he
a
was
good-
also a big lover.
Good sticker.
It might
that
be.
one.
Is there a group that's just me and Oscar and you?
I also like the two stickers,
there is.
Care Bear stickers. I don't know who put them on. Must have been like a loved one of, and put them right on the side that were that like had like a glitter sticker.
Yeah, but he had
The puffy stickers.
he had Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, and he was peeing on the Care
Ah,
Bears.
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I like stickers are funny.
Dave had a great sense of humor.
He did.
Man,
All right, I'm looking at it here, and and it's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to.
I mean, I think it's ideal
I
to
think
be
it's
perfectly
fantastic.
honest.
I don't know where the text. I
It's
hate
under- it's
group
on-
text.
Why don't you resend it to Mike?
I shall.
Get it to the top of his mailing list. If you
Yeah,
don't
let me
mind.
look at it. Again.
Yeah, let's
let me
eyeball
see what
this.
it looks like here, just to make.
Well, now
sure.
that you know it's free and undamaged, Mike.
Well, now that I know it's a hassle, I'm going back to there was a real sweet one you showed me.
Gone.
Right before the it's gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Now keep in mind, Mike, the one I just
Trust
sent
me,
you.
I was eyeballing it just in case something went off and somebody bought it. But they
Right.
bought it for $1,500. There's no way we would have paid that.
This has this of course all the equipment that's on it in this picture is off of it now.
Yes.
It's clean and stripped.
Unracked and stripped.
Clean and stripped,
Exactly.
just like I like my.
Stop it. That's not okay. How dare
The
you?
Hustler Club is closed, Mike.
Oh, do you have an Allen?
It's very rectangular, also.
Well, it has a rounded front.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a? Do you have an Allen wrench? A set of Allen wrenches?
Yeah.
I have more Allen wrenches than you can shake a stick at.
Then you're gonna
And I
be
don't
all
understand
set.
why you shake sticks at things that you have plenty of. I've never understood that expression. It doesn't make any sense.
Many
to
years
me.
ago, Mike,
You know?
people had more time on their hands.
I'm
You have any cinnamon? I have more cinnamon than you can shake a stick at. Make your pie. Make your apple pie, man. There you
Maybe it
go.
was a cinnamon stick.
what I want as
What you really want?
for Christmas this year is
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want, what I want, what I really. What?
is I want you to receive this desk and actually see in all its glory
Yes.
what's going to make, I think, a very seamless workflow from what you currently have.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
You know what you're gonna love
What do
about
I
it?
put on those two little pedestals there? What's going to go on those?
You could
Your
put,
awards.
Hey, guess what? Oscar starts the show today. My awards.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
What the hell is that from?
It's from The Onion. It's a fake TED Talk about millennials getting jobs. I had to cut it down a bit, but it's very funny. He talks about the pain points. Onion still getting it done.
We are live from the Podcast Village Studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, a worldwide radio show, a podcast, and we are delighted to have you with us all the way from Midland, Texas to Montauk, New York to Milton, Freewater, Oregon. Yes, Milton started the town a long time ago.
We talked about it yesterday. When you do the name, I think it works best as a hyphenated last name. Milton
Freewater.
Freewater, Oregon. Like an old school, like rich guy.
Milton, Freewater, Oregon.
Exactly.
Moshi, Tanzania, Washtenaw, Washington, and Ballylickey, County Cork, Ireland, the Mike O'Mara Show. On now, brought to you by LightStream. It's a brand new year. If you're stressed about the high-interest credit cards you used over the holidays, settle down.
Relax.
I can help you pay off your credit card balances and save with a credit card consolidation loan from LightStream. LightStream's credit card consolidation loans have rates as low as 5.95% APR with autopay, so much lower than the national average interest rate of over 20%. Which do you think is more of a ripoff? Shipping from that store or the APR of 20%? My God.
Don't make me choose.
There are no fees. You can even apply right from your phone. LightStream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. I love LightStream, and I know you will too. Just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount. But the only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/TMOS. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com/TMOS. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.5% autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply. And offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/TMOS for more information. Okay, we've been talking about keto a lot on this program. And one of my buddies down here, when I first dabbled in keto, explained that he had some success on it, but there was one particular issue that caused a little bit of, well, the proper word would be distress.
Oh.
And I mean distress. How
In
do
the
I
rear
put
of the
this?
plane or the front of the plane?
Rear of the plane, and how do I put this delicately? There are times when the urgency on this particular eating plan can be a tad overwhelming.
Oh.
And over the course of my life, I'm not someone who has really dealt with that a lot.
May I ask a delicate question?
You may, yes. Go right ahead.
When you talk about urgency, there's no
Yes.
trouble moving the furniture, but the furniture has to be moved at with very short notice?
The furniture, well, there are two things. The furniture has to be moved very soon, and sometimes the furniture is on the truck, and you think that the truck is empty.
Oh,
I got you.
so like you're
So-
about to leave the house, but there's an ottoman still on the truck.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be
Exactly.
$1,300, and you're screwed.
So it's like, for
We're
example,
moving freight.
when you're picking your son up at the school bus via golf cart, which you thought would be cute and fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
And,
nice.
here I sit brokenhearted, paid a dime and only.
Yeah.
But it wasn't only. And so.
You were sliding into first, and
They feel a
Yeah.
little. But so
Sliding into
yesterday, all right, there's this. I texted, I PM'd your wife the other night about, we were talking about keto, about this ice cream called Rebel Ice Cream. And Rebel Ice Cream is.
It's the most popular one among white supremacists.
It's yes, sir. You got the Confederate flag. It's phenomenal, and it's keto. It's low on the carb grams, and so
Right.
that's very significant. But it was explained to me yesterday by my beloved, who said, "Well, there's a lot of, I forgot what the sweetener is.
Stevia.
Is it xylitol or
Xylitol is another one, I believe. Yeah,
xylitol. I think that's what it's called, xylitol. And apparently,
from the planet Xylitol.
Xylitol. And they're a very popular company. Their slogan is xylitol, you'll shit your brains out. And so
It goes back to like those fake fat cookies from years ago.
Yeah, the cookie
think
diet.
it may.
Yeah.
Somebody do a dive on xylitol. Let's find out, because I will tell you that Carla said that might have something to do with it. Discovering this Rebel ice cream, and by the way, I'm not losing weight as much as inches, but the inches
you're eating
are
ice cream.
somewhat. They're no. It's a carb thing. It's a carb thing. But the inches are somewhat stunning.
I think
to be
it's
honest
because
with you.
stunning.
the body.
Yeah, for me.
That is
For me. I
quite-
mean, I know
Because
I'm
what
fat,
he's
but I
done
mean,
is
you know.
you've trained your body to attack the fat.
Can you see your penis?
Yes.
Can I
that
see
is-
your penis?
Big win.
Every fat friend I know, their bar is, can I see my penis?
Right. And you sure they're not just asking you?
If they're losing weight. Like they to a man and said, "Hey, I can see my they'll say something else. I can see my whatever now, and I'm like, oh, it's really working.
Yeah.
Let me say that at the Vegas show where you guys saw me and you saw how fat I was at the Vegas show.
Yes.
I also I got back and the Vegas show was over and it was the holidays and it's like, what the hell? And I threw caution to the wind.
Yes.
And I know that I may have even got it. I weighed myself this past Monday after not really caring, being on this thing for about a week and not really. And we dabbled at it, then we went off it, then we dabbled at it again, and then we started in earnest. So it was about 7 days in earnest that I'd been on this thing. And frankly, I was surprised at my weight. I thought it was going to be a lot higher than it actually was. And I have no idea, because I didn't weigh myself, whether it was keto. But what you do know is inches, and specifically your belt. And
That's fantastic.
a notch on a belt is a big deal. But I also believe that this particular confection, because who doesn't like a little sweetness in their life?
Sure.
A little treat.
Yeah.
And to have this, that is all that I require. If I can eat this stuff, and there are a lot of people in the listening audience that are on keto. I won't eat the stuff if it gives me the day that I had yesterday, starting at about 12 noon, because then it's just.
So it's not just a one-time thing.
Oh, they're like waves.
It was not one-off. It was just when you had to go, and then the little,
aftershocks,
accidento where I'm supposed to pull the car into a parking space where Michael's new bus stop is.
Yeah.
Get out of the bus and stand on the curb. I wasn't standing on the curb because I was sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's somehow
I was sitting
better?
in my golf cart and I pulled the golf cart around and I positioned the golf cart right in front of the school bus so that the school bus had to kind of veer out and go past me. It comes into a little turnaround.
Yes.
It's a little parking lot.
Sure.
So it's not on the main drag. It's not on a main drag even
but
in
you
the
weren't
community.
you weren't making any effort.
I was not getting out of that golf cart.
There was an exit plan which involved you moving quickly as soon as little Michael jumped in the car.
Well, the
Little
exit
Michael-
plan happened before Michael got there.
the exit. and we went to we went right to the house. He had a golf lesson about 10 minutes after we got to the house. So
Did
I
he
had
have any
to-
questions
I had to
for you?
hustle. No, he didn't know anything that was going on.
Good, because that's not something
you didn't
you want to
ask him
share.
if he had an extra pull-up in his backpack?
No, I pulled into the garage.
Napkin
and
in your
dashed-
lunchbox.
I dashed into the casa, and
You let him go
and then
first?
Return. No,
Today's
I don't
opposite
care.
day. We're going to
He's a
walk in
kid.
backwards to the house.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old. I was in the garage. I didn't care. Nobody could see me in the garage. Unless
Run,
someone
get
was
father. Run,
staring,
get father a blanket.
Yeah. Get me a towel, Tina. Tina, bring me the towel. It was not. But so going forward, there are two things at play. Either it is the program itself overall, and I'll give you three options. It's the program this is the way it's going to be, or it's the ice cream. That's the second option that causes this. So you got to be maybe selectful when you do this.
You might have double dipped with the ice cream.
Maybe not an every night type of deal.
And smaller
that you go for
portion,
this.
maybe, yeah.
And number three, that this will resolve itself anyway because this is just the plan.
But we've
And you
already
go
known
through
that
an
number
adjustment
two,
period.
not that number two, but the other
Number two,
happened.
yes.
Right. Yeah.
So what did my wife? Did my wife have anything to offer?
Why
Because
are you
she
talking
told
to
me-
his wife? That's kind of
okay.
weird.
Well, let's find out. Are you on keto too?
I am not. I've been thinking about it because she's on it and
Okay.
she's doing a lot of the cooking anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it
So
makes
she
sense
said
for me
she's
to.
been making you guys nice keto
Yeah, and
recipes.
they've been
at
very,
home.
very
That's
good.
she
What I
told me.
realize is that there's no bread in the house. I went to have a sandwich yesterday and there's nothing. So I thought, if that's going to be the case, might as well join in. But
Okay, all right.
the not drinking troubles me. But I understand you can have some vodka.
Gin. I'm drinking gin and diet tonic. That's what I drink.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's my drink.
What
That's
brand
I've
of
kind
gin are you
switched
on
to.
right now?
I think Carla picked up some Bombay Sapphire.
Very nice. You know what
Ooh.
I bought over the holidays and have not cracked into yet is Aviator.
Ooh,
Aviator gin.
Ryan
Yes,
Reynolds.
that's the Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
gin. Have you tried it yet, Pony?
I have it. It's all right, but I think Sapphire is much better.
What about
Okay.
Tanqueray?
Tanqueray is
classic.
great.
Yeah.
The Tanqueray number 10, their fancy gin, really good stuff.
And their keto Tanqueray number 2.
So you're dabbling in it a little bit.
I've
but,
been watching
you're
I've been watching what she does, and I think you know what it looks like a diet I could do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
and-
mean, if you
I
get
hope
into it
that'd be
100%, I'd welcome your review and what you think about it. But I sent her. She said I got some recipes that I'll share with you if you.
Are you doing the
if
strips?
you're interested? Huh?
Are you doing the pea
You mean
strips?
it's like testing? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
big
that's right. You
That's like-
shoved it in. I forgot you shoved it in Carla's
they
face.
drug test each other.
That's the real measure. And by the way, killed it today. Killed it today.
Nice.
Yeah, right now I'm a little fat.
Seems like a lot of work.
Engine. Well, you know what? Yeah,
Well, that's
it's
probably
always
the
been a
fun
lot.
part, right?
What am I going to be? I mean, I don't like
Why
my
don't you just
body
get a treadmill?
because it doesn't work.
I've
done
I'm
it.
sure it doesn't work.
It doesn't work on its own.
Calories in, calories out is what everybody.
That's
it's
true.
A question
That is
of
the
staying
basics.
motivated.
Yes. Okay.
And it's a question of keeping. And any program I've ever been on, it's I think being active and riding a bike or walking and doing all that, 100% important. But ultimately, what you're putting in your body is is the big deal.
Do you
and so
feel
this
better?
is
Do you feel better?
Yes.
Now it
Yo,
took like
that
a
is great.
but you
That
had
is
like
great.
a week
Big
or so
time.
where it was rough, right? I hate to
go
sound like
through-
Larry King, but
You go through what's called the keto flu a little bit, where you're kind of logy and you're not feeling that well. And as I said, but I've been on. I'm very new to it, so it's I have to wait and see what's going on. But at the same time, I love the concept. I've read a lot about it. And by the way, you go on the internet, you're going to get the people that throw darts at it. You're going to get the people that don't. I'll let you know. I'll let you know in 3-4 months.
you know who's had great
if things
success
are
with
going
it is my stepmom Kathy, who most people met at the Vegas show.
She doesn't need to go on any
Oh,
program.
that's great.
She's
No,
thin
she
as a
does,
rail.
but she likes to do it to stay that way, and it is an absolute program that
And
she
it's
can
not
work
that
with.
much of a stretch,
No,
to be
no,
perfectly honest with
no.
you. For me, that's it. Look, everything when you're trying to convert this is, by the way, a protein diet. It's been around for a while.
It's
No,
like
carbs
Atkins.
have been.
Yeah, and it's
Sugar
South Beach,
makes
yeah.
me feel like garbage
Yeah.
and inflammation and all that. So we'll see what happens. And by the way, alcohol, sugar. Look, you can nitpick everything. I'm talking about the general way this is working.
And alcohol is not sugar until you drink it. So shut up.
But it's also, I have been, because
What are you like?
we've had
42
so many,
belt size. Now you're down to like 36. What do you got?
you're not going to get the specific numbers.
That's
you
classic him, isn't it?
Yes,
How many
it is
fruitcakes do you
classic
think
him.
you've eaten in your life? That's the
Yes,
kind of question he asks.
Well, I like results.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
And
I
you're
mean,
looking
I'll
at
let
results. You
know.
don't need to know his
What
waist
is your
size to know
current?
results.
What was your worst belt size? At least give us that.
I don't know the number.
Bob, what's
but I
your
mean,
worst belt size?
I can't remember. It was a piece of rope, though. I remember that.
It was 2 belts.
A rope belt. I was
Gritty.
never. I look.
You had to buy a belt coupler.
My average size, what I'd like to be, would be between a large and an XL shirt, and that's where I'd.
What's
like
your
to be.
range for waist? You'd love to be at.
My waist. I think if in a perfect world, I would love to be a 34 waist.
No, I think
Wow.
that's viable.
That's what I'd like
I am
to
a
do.
34 waist right now, and this is the fattest I've ever been. Like we're on the same page.
but you're not. But you're little. I'm big. So
Okay.
I mean, you're a little guy
What
to
about
start with.
what about that? Okay,
This is like the worst Dr. Seuss book ever.
Yeah. Well, it's a little
You're
combative.
little.
Do you
I'm
sense
big.
that, Rob? It's a little combative that I'm kind of defending myself here a
Yeah,
little
and you
bit,
know what? I think
he's getting pissy.
What you've said has actually pushed me closer to doing it. And of course, he just wants everyone to fail.
No, I'm happy. The longer you guys live, the better we are off as a family.
Well, there. Look, and that's the other thing that you hear about, and
Yeah.
we'll let you know. All I'm saying is being new to it and having a buddy of mine that lost 19 pounds on it. But he said, "But man, I'd be in the middle of the golf course, and when you got to. If it's that way for the whole run, I'm not going to go off it. I'm
That's
just
why
going to
when
try
you
to
go,
figure
you go
out
to the
how
rough.
Cut from the rough. Whatever that means.
But
I've never
Mike, I
understood
believe
that
there's something
expression.
in the rule book about that. Look for free drop.
We got to take a break. We'll come back with
Congratulations,
more.
Mike.
Yeah, that's really great.
Thank you. I
Keep
don't
on
deserve
keeping on.
congratulations. No.
If
I'll let
Carrie
you know
sends you
when
the chicken thigh recipe, that was me and Robert's favorite. Really
Oh.
good.
Did
Well,
you
I
eat
love
9 of
those.
them?
All of them.
Oh,
You can eat a bunch.
you can?
Yeah.
sound-
Yeah.
In fact, I never do.
It's yummy. Yeah.
You can eat a bunch.
Super duper. Yes, right. Even went out to dinner last night with Carla and her girlfriends, and boy, that was fun. Yeah, it's great to sit at a table where you're totally irrelevant. But anyway, I'll tell you why. We'll talk
Really?
about whatever we want to talk about. We have to take a break.
We must.
All right.
We must.
We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey there, hon. It's Balmer Betty. You know my cousin Billy. Oh my goodness, I gotta tell you a story. He was so sad, crying in his natty bow after them Ravens lost. We had to call the police and the ambulance, and we were all praying to the Lady of Fatima because he was so depressed. What are we gonna do? Then we had a great idea. Let's cheer him up. We got him a Mike O'Mara bonus show. All his buddies at the Glen Burnie Bowling Alley got one too. Before you knew it, they were all happy and laughing again over that extra hour of funny. So what you waiting for? Demos to win a game? Head on over to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the gift certificate link today.
Thanks, hon. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Ritual. Ladies, listen up. Everyone wants to keep their bodies healthy in the long run. That's why you need Ritual, the obsessively researched vitamin for women. Ritual's essentials have the nutrients most folks don't get enough of from food. 2 easy-to-take capsules provide the 9 nutrients you need to support a strong foundation for your health. And there's a mint tab in every bottle to keep things fresh, so you don't get that fishy aftertaste common with most omega-3s. Our wives love Ritual because they trust it. Check the label. All of their sources are out there for the whole world to see. Plus, they love that it's delivered.
Yes.
And it's only $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs delivered every month, no strings attached. Better health doesn't happen overnight, and right now, Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during their first 3 months. Fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/TMOS to start your Ritual today. That's 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/TMOS. Yeah. So, any ROFO update at all? Was there any fallout from yesterday? Did anybody contact you guys? Did anything go down at all with that?
I think, fortunately for us, Rob, if he's holding a grudge or he is in the middle of this engagement, honeymoon phase, we like to call, where you're just like blinders on, you're moving on with your life. Because I briefly broached the subject. I said, "Hey, you listened to the show this morning?"
Right.
He's like, "Oh, I heard something was mentioned, like this fun like throwaway." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So he usually
He's pretty
a day or two behind,
but he's pretty even keel.
Yeah.
I don't know that even if he was affected, we would see it in him. I spoke to him yesterday regarding some Podcast Village stuff, and it did not come in to the topic. But also, he seemed unaffected.
And then,
based on the fact, I mean, he had a pretty.
He was exonerated when Maddie found out that you could change the date on Facebook.
Right. There's a possibility of exoneration right there.
Now, the problem with that, I guess in my eyes, is that now I think there's definitely something going on, because Rob usually mentions something in passing, like, "I heard the show," or something like,
oh yeah,
like that.
To engage, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a ticking time bomb going off that I'm ready to
he's going to get pissed?
Like I'm going to walk into a little later, because that's what he heard this morning on the
All
way
right,
in.
keep me posted. Let me know what's going to happen with him. I'd like to know.
It's a minefield that I am trying to navigate, because every time I see him now, I'm waiting for him to stop me and say.
And if he's upset, he'll let you know he's upset.
Oh, he does not. There's no question.
No, well, the last I
he
heard,
doesn't hold back.
Last I heard, he was headed down to Fort Myers with a duffel bag. So we'll see.
Wearing army boots. Yes, right. Greetings, citizen. Get in the trunk. Get in the trunk. Listen, I'm not going to ask you again. Get in the trunk.
Enough is enough.
We're going on a drive.
I did get some feedback from listeners, though, that appreciated that their concerns were addressed on air. And if anything,
that's always important.
If you send us questions about our friends, we're the first to bring them up.
Right. Right.
I am happy for the man. Nothing's changed.
Well, what's our motto is Mike? Our motto has always been: if it's on your mind, let us know.
Rob,
Absolutely.
Spiewak and I had a quick back and forth after the show about Ford.
Yeah,
like kind of gauging his response to the conversation and how we were going to tackle it if there was more. Because when you live in DJ world, you can't just throw what we throw to our wives. Hey, it's just shtick.
Right.
Yeah, you got to sort of prepare for if there's any. And, it was pretty rough a little bit.
I mean,
thought
it was fair.
Yeah.
Funny.
It was funny.
Yes.
That's the number one thing. It was funny.
It's funny.
I think they're engaged. They're happy. That's the truth, Ruth. Yeah, that's the way it is.
And Rob said to me, he goes, actually, this is pretty much on brand for Rob Ford. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, he probably just wanted someone to tell him what to do, and she wanted to get engaged, and he did it.
Yep.
And that's it.
All right. See, that's the, when you throw away a comment like that,
Yeah.
you make it sound so innocent, rather. That's when he comes in and stabs you in
yeah,
the throat.
yeah.
But anyway.
But be fair, Mike. He'll only stab us if his fiance says go stab them.
All right. He's going to stab
Some
you
men
first.
want to be pushed around by their women.
Yeah.
Some men want
They
that.
find it hot.
Some men don't.
Sexy.
Trying to move on. I am trying to move on, and then you say something like that's a whole personality profile of Mr. Ford that kind of indicates we'll save it for another day.
Okay.
We will save it for another day.
Like
all right? 'Cause
Diego told me once off air that he likes bossy women to boss him around.
Right.
And I said, Diego, don't ever say that out loud again because then people just take advantage of you. Like that's not the way you want it to go.
And then he
you get
drove
married
the
and you
hotel.
realize-
Then he drove the hotel van on flat tires.
All right, here's the thing. Everybody should know this. That ultimately when you get married, that's the real truth for any relationship. Yep. We're all basically handled. All of us.
Oh, no,
are.
no,
We
no,
really
not
are.
me.
Oh, I know, not you.
me.
I know,
No,
not
no.
sure.
Oh.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Not-
But
What
anyway,
do you mean not me?
You can't handle a big tough guy.
Mike,
Rob Stewart.
I
I
have architected my relationship
Thank
where
you.
I do
Okay.
the driving.
And please don't
That's-
use architect as a verb.
congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I am desperately trying to move on. Now,
Please.
let me ask you this.
Hi, Mike.
Your nostalgia.
Nostalgia? Yeah, he's Larry.
I just get him to stop. Nostalgia corner,
Right.
Which has been percolating for over a week now.
Sure.
Give me the subject, and I will decide whether we're going to do it in the next.
I like
break.
that.
It is
Dealer's choice.
a Hollywood musical.
That was Lackluster Cell.
You see, I can't reveal it because there's sort of, it's revealed within the presentation.
An onion within an onion.
Can I have a hint?
Sure. The greatest American musical ever made, according to the AFI and most critics.
Band AFI?
Okay, I have. You know what? Because I'm curious, we'll do it.
All right.
We'll take a break, and we will have Rob's nostalgia
Give you
corner.
a shot.
Well, no, that's the inner queen in me that's just coming out. And I'm like, really, because, on the outside, I'm like, oh, that's not going to be interesting. I'll tell a funny story about Carla talking about boob jobs with her friends. I can do that tomorrow. But then when he said, he teased me with it, inside I'm going, I have to know. We'll take a break and come back.
Tell me!
With Rob Spiewak's Nostalgia Corner on the Mike O'Mara Show.
New decade, no more excuses, Mike. All this month on the Oh My Gosh Show, we're showing you how to make your life better by doing something as simple as the dishes, to creating a battle plan that's in your face every single day. Remember, if you don't go after what you want, you'll never get it. And we know you want the Oh My Gosh Show right now. Subscribe to the Oh My Gosh Show on YouTube or Apple Podcasts.
By the way,
Thank
she'll be
you.
joining us live from Miami on Friday's show. She's covering the Super Bowl. Yeah.
report. Lots of Super Bowl in the news you may not need today. Lots of it, and some of you will like it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Stamps.com. The time has come to stop wasting our time going to the post office.
Yeah,
With
sure.
Stamps.com, you can do anything you do at the post office right from your computer. Plus, Stamps.com gives you something you can't get at the post office, big discounts on postage. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. Then hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. It's no wonder over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. Just like us.
That's like us.
Come on, man. Name's Norm. I'm a pizza delivery guy.
That's like
anyway, so just like you. I got the hat so I can do. Can't do the whistle that he does, Right. Hello, Mary. Stop going to the post office. Go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk, and with the promo code TMOS, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, type in this code, TMOS. Please do that.
Yes.
Stamps.com, promo code TMOS. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. And now, it's time for Rob Spiewak's Nostalgia Corner. Today, the Hollywood musical. I
Now-
cannot wait. I think I know what it is. but
Would
I
you like to
don't know.
venture a guess?
I have a guess.
Go ahead.
My guess was Sound of Music.
Good guess.
My Fair Lady.
Also a good guess.
Yeah.
However, neither correct. Before we talk about it, though, I want to talk a little bit about nostalgia.
Disappointed.
Don't be. I want
right.
to talk a little bit about nostalgia in show business.
Okay.
It tends to run on a 20-year cycle. And for an example, Happy Days celebrated the 50s in the 1970s. That
Right.
70s show came out in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of times nostalgia is about one generation away, 20 years. So,
Right.
in 1952, you go back about 20 years, that's the launch of the talking motion picture.
Talkies.
Talkies, about 1929. I mean, I'm being a little loosey because he's roughly 20 years.
Wait. When did what?
Talkies came into play about 1929. And
Right.
today's movie is from 1952, roughly 20 years later.
Talking about
Okay.
the Great Depression.
And so what we have is one of the
Singin'
greatest...
in the Rain.
Singin' in the Rain, MGM's musical. Now,
Fred Astaire.
I'm curious, not Fred Astaire.
Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly. I'm curious, everyone knows the song. It's
White guy.
What is your thought, Oscar? What is the main plot point of Singin' in the Rain?
I guess you're brokenhearted. You're so in love that you're singing in the rain.
No, but I mean the movie itself. Do you know what the plot is?
Oh, no.
Mike, are you familiar enough to know that?
Yeah, it starts with a double murder. He's covered in blood, and a rainstorm comes along and washes the blood off.
Finds him innocent because of...
And there was a head in a box.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
The
And
last
Brad Pitt
scene is-
waits right.
Looking in the box, sure.
No. There's the scene where Gene Kelly is coming, walks into the precinct house and goes, "Detective!" All right.
No.
God, that's
Did
Actually-
you lose any money on the way to the bank?
Actually, the story is based in Hollywood when they are going from silent movies to talking motion pictures. Now, this is based in truth. When Hollywood made that switch, there was a lot of people that did not make it. For example, John Barrymore.
Yeah.
One of
There
those,
were a lot of people.
There were a lot of people.
Yeah.
I realized I said it wrong.
Similar to when the world of
Radio days.
of adult films went from film to video.
Maybe. How?
You saw
Because
Boogie
they were
Nights.
silent before?
Just
No,
all right,
because
we're
of the
interrupting
expense.
you too much. Let's just go on. I want to hear this.
Okay, there were a lot of actors that were, say, very handsome. For example, the one that comes to mind is John Barrymore. He had a high, nasally voice. And so
Okay.
when he went to go to a talking motion picture, people didn't buy it, right?
Drew Barrymore's grandfather?
Actually, her great granduncle, I believe.
Wow.
I believe. I forget.
right.
3 generations down. So, what they wanted to do is they had to make this movie, and Hollywood was in this nostalgic sort of mode. They made a movie about this very popular team called Lamont and Lockwood, a boy and girl group, that were going to make their first talking motion picture. Unfortunately, the voice of the leading lady doesn't record that well.
She's got to talk into the mic. I can't pick it up.
Don't you remember I told you? There's a microphone right there in the bush.
Yeah,
You have to talk into it.
I was talking, wasn't I, Miss Dinsmore?
Yes, my dear, but please remember round tones. Pierre, you shouldn't have come.
Pierre, you shouldn't have come.
Yes, my dear, that's much better.
Look, here's the mic. Right here in the bush.
Yeah.
The sound goes through the cable to the box. Okay, again.
Shouldn't have flirting with Daisy. Surely.
Cut! Lena, we're missing every other word. You've got to talk into the mic.
Well, I can't make love to a bush.
Can't make love to a bush, Mike. That's what I've always said.
Okay, I've never seen it, and I've never seen the movie,
It's also,
so I don't know.
There's
One
so
of-
many layers to this, even from Mike, from a broadcasting standpoint, that we can feel the pain that comes
Sure.
with talking to the mic.
It is a wonderful film. The music is great. Actually, it started as a low-budget project because the bulk of the songs in the movie were already owned by MGM. Many of them were 30 years old already, so they didn't have to have them written, and they didn't have to pay for licensing. But when Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen got involved to direct, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a huge production number at the end that was actually huge budget. But that's the thing about this movie. It gives you everything. It's got sort of like classic vaudeville stuff, big, showy Hollywood stuff like the Singin' in the Rain number that's so iconic to everyone, and then the Broadway ballet at the end, which is a Technicolor spectacular. It's huge.
See, I didn't know this. I did not know this. This to me is a good nostalgic
This is
corner because
so
you
far.
make me want to go
Let's not
watch
get
it.
happy.
This is like He's
Still a lot more to go.
There's a great cast. Of course, Gene Kelly is Don Lockwood. Debbie Reynolds was 19 when she made it. And you know her.
Is she the love interest?
She's
Not the squeaky lady.
Well,
right?
eventually, no spoiler here. She is the one that's hired to dub the voice of the squeaky lady. And the squeaky lady, she tries to keep her in the background. So Princess Leia's grandmother is doing that now. She had a bad time shooting this movie, Debbie Reynolds did, because Gene Kelly is such a legendary dick that he would make her rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. And you mentioned Fred Astaire.
Mm-hmm.
He was shooting on the same lot, walked over, found her under a piano crying because her feet were bleeding because Gene Kelly rehearsed her so hard. So Fred Astaire actually took her and helped her master the routine. But we're talking 40, 45 takes on some of the dance routines, and it was killing her.
Oh my God! I had no. So Gene Kelly was that much.
He was an absolute hump. Who's not a hump is Donald O'Connor, who has another great scene in the movie.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
I remember this. I've seen this.
Yeah, which is one of the funniest dance routines ever done. He actually does this thing where he runs up a wall and flips.
Oh wow!
With no special effects,
like an American Ninja Warrior.
He actually does it. However, he was a 4-pack-a-day smoker. And after he shot that scene, he had to be hospitalized because he could not catch his breath. He worked that hard. Yeah, so that's one thing about it. Also, we heard the squeaky voice lady. That was Jean Hagen, who played Lena Lamont. Sid Charisse is in it, and also a very young Rita Moreno, if you keep your eyes peeled.
Sid Charisse, Oscar.
Oh.
Okay?
I Googled
Go
her.
take a look at Sid Charisse. That, to me, she's the gold standard.
She's the dancer in the Broadway ballet, which is the closing number of the movie.
She is stunning to look at.
There is a moment in it that was cut because the Catholic League said Sid Charisse and Gene Kelly's legs are too intertwined.
Wow.
So there's some sexiness to it, especially for 1952.
How do you spell Sid Charisse?
CYD.
Oh, CYD.
CHARISSE.
Yeah, I'd like your opinion, Oscar. I would like your opinion on Sid Charisse.
And best to see her dancing, I think, but just her actual beauty is wonderful. Gene Kelly is rumored to have done the Singin' in the Rain dance routine with a 102-degree temperature and still pulled it off. People also say that the water in the rain was colored with milk so it would photograph better. However, that is pure cinematic magic. They did that with lighting. To photograph water like that had never been done, and it was actually groundbreaking to figure out the way they lit the raindrops so you could see them. So there's a little bit of technology at play there too.
I finally found a picture.
Yeah.
Of course, with consent, she could get it. I'd give it to her.
That's very nice. It is invariably on all the AFI lists. It is the #1 movie musical for overall. I think it's the 16th greatest movie of all time, according to the AFI. And the reason it holds up...
I gotta go watch it. You make me... This is why I like Nostalgia Corner, because he does these once in a while that get me motivated.
I'm gonna drop one of these nuggets at a dinner party, and they'll be like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "My friend Rob Spiewak."
I love this.
Perhaps
this is
most
great.
notable.
I had never thought about this
So
movie other than the
they
clips.
put milk in the rain.
No, they did not. They did it with lighting.
I'm sorry.
No, you were looking at Sid Charisse.
And you know what? I'll excuse it. I'll allow it. The most amazing fact about the movie, it is my father's favorite movie of all time. So,
okay. Now I'm locked in. I'm going to go see it.
And the Blu-ray, the actual master film was lost in a fire at MGM, but they did a wonderful Blu-ray restoration. So if you grab a Blu-ray, you'll be very happy.
Well, I'm going to get it online. Blu-ray. You're always with the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not.
Well,
gonna
I mean,
get
you've got one. You've got this Technicolor.
I'm not a collector.
master.
I don't want things collected there. I want to go get it on one of my streaming services.
You turn on a dime. You were just praising me.
I'm praising you, but I want you to bring it up to 2020.
Yeah.
When you recommend it, tell people where.
They
Don't
can
say
stream it.
go get
Find
a
it.
Blu-ray. Tell them where they can find it streaming.
I think this is the
That's
best
your
of.
job.
All right.
That's before the show's over today. Find that out because that's the
It
information
streams
people
on
want.
Amazon.com. I know this.
It streams on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Yes.
That's what it's called.
Prime time.
Amazon
Forgive me.
Prime.
Amazon.com is where I bought my Blu-ray.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
So it's on Amazon Prime.
It is, and it's a beautiful film. It has everything you want in a musical, but where it separates itself, it is so genuinely funny. You will enjoy the comedy of it, and it's got a great plot line.
Can I watch it with my son?
Absolutely. Just let him see the nude scenes. There's some
nude scenes.
There's no penetration. Last thing.
Yes, last thing. What?
One of the other great songs in the movie we featured on the Mike O'Mara Show before, so I'd like to close with the song "Good Morning."
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to stay up late.
Good morning. Good morning.
And that, Mike, that is Nostalgia Corner. Seen
That
in the
was a
Rain.
good one. I
Please
like
check
that.
it out. I think you will enjoy
Boy,
it.
I hope everybody got enlightened with that. We'll take a break, and when we come back, news you may not need. And this is the Mike O'Mara Show. That was a good one, Rob. I love that. That was a good Nostalgia Corner. All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jimmy Cerrito, the King of the Wings. My world-famous buffalo wings have been winning awards for years, just like the Mike O'Mara Show bonus show. Wings.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, James.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Zappos. It's really going to be a sensational year. Didn't have time to wade through that. Can you believe all that Y2K nonsense was 20 years ago?
20
Can you
years.
believe that?
20 years.
We all thought we were going to need a new digital watch or something. Crisis averted. It's the 60th anniversary of the Xerox photocopier, which ended the era of photographing your ass with a conventional 35-millimeter camera. We're going to get the 9th installment of the wickedly popular Fast and Furious franchise. Rooma zoom, 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 you idiots. And the Summer Olympics hit Tokyo for the first time since 1964, including karate, which means open hand. Thank you. 2020 also marks the 20th year that Zappos continues to offer over 1,000 trusted brand names to help millions of customers create a long-lasting wardrobe that they love. No matter what it is, if you wear it, get it at Zappos. We just ask that you support us both by accessing Zappos through our website. Just click the banner. As always, Zappos.com provides fast, free shipping, free and easy returns, 24/7 friendly customer service, and a 365-day return policy. Thank you, Zappos. You make us look good all year long. That's good. Smoke. Remember, only 176 days until the Olympics begin. Talk about your Tokyo drift. Am I right, ladies? Oh, yeah, I'm right.
News.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. Love it.
Oops, sorry.
News.
Try it again.
Wow.
My finger slipped. That'll stop happening once I get my brand new desk shipped down here. Very excited about that. Just moving papers. That's what I do. I move paper around. Hey, the Chiefs and 49ers are playing in the Super Bowl this weekend.
What?
I have 20 factoids for you.
Oh, we'll take them. We'll take them.
For the big game.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to say Super
Are you
Bowl.
going to watch it at a bar, at a friend's house?
Going to my buddy's house. Going down to my buddy's house. I believe that is the plan.
You can use the
whole
phrase,
thing.
Mike. You can use the phrase Super Bowl in news coverage, not in any promotional announcements.
All right. Yes, he's having a Super Bowl party.
Yes.
Can I say that?
Yes.
Here are some facts. Number one, I got 20 of them for you. I'll fly through them.
Nice.
Chiefs and 49ers have never met in a Super Bowl, but this is the second Kansas City versus San Francisco championship. In 2014, the Giants beat the Royals in the World Series. I remember that.
Yeah.
Number two, this is the first appearance for the Chiefs in 50 years. In 1970, they beat the Vikings in Super Bowl IV for their first and only Lombardi trophy. Number three, this is the 49ers' seventh appearance. San Francisco went to 5 Super Bowls between 82 and 95 and won all 5 of them. They returned to the big game in 2013, but lost to the Baltimore Ravens on.
Oh, no.
Number four, if the Niners win, they will tie New England and Pittsburgh for the most Super Bowl victories in NFL history with 6. The Chiefs, this number 5, the Chiefs just snapped a 49-year Super Bowl drought. Now the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Jets have the longest active Super Bowl droughts. The Lions and Browns never have been to the Super Bowl. That's why I pulled for them. I'd like to see that happen.
That would be great if they played next year each other.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Number 6, the Chiefs are just the consensus favorites to win, but just barely. They opened as 1-point favorites. Number 7, Chiefs coach Andy Reid will be the 24th head coach in NFL history to appear in more than one Super Bowl. Those good coaches get those good coaches.
They find their way. They find their way.
Can get you back. That's the way it happened. He did it with the Eagles before. Number 8, 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan making his debut. Number 9, believe it or not, this is the first time a Super Bowl will feature 2 teams with red as a primary uniform color.
Yesterday in Miami at the media day, Angie Goff asked Shanahan, yelled from the crowd, "Do you miss Washington, D.C.?" He laughed and said no.
Very good. Number 10, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes will be the 5th youngest quarterback ever to start a Super Bowl. The only one younger than him to win was Ben Roethlisberger in 2006.
I thought Jodie Foster was the youngest.
Who?
Jodie Foster.
Dr. Lecter. Number 11, 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 Super Bowl rings because he was a backup for Tom Brady. Number 12, the 49ers went from 4 wins last season to a Super Bowl appearance this season. Number 13, the Chiefs have gone with a pass play 61.4% of the time this season. The only teams with higher percentages prior to playing in a Super Bowl were the Cardinals in 2008 and the Colts. We're getting into the weeds here.
Yeah.
No, I'm losing interest and I'm reading it. Number 14, so far in these playoffs, Mahomes has thrown. No, I don't need.
Maybe change your voice. Do it.
Can I give you some perspective?
No, we don't have time.
All right,
number
on.
15, 49ers have an NFL high 57 sacks. Number 6, what's your perspective? Go ahead.
I mean, you said that you were done with your list. Now I'm moving on.
But no, I'm not. I've got 5 more.
Okay,
but, go
please.
ahead. Yes.
All the broadcasters that are broadcasting live from around the country in Miami are all wondering why the hell they don't live in Florida compared to Chicago, New York, all these terrible cities which is cold. Much like you, Mike, as your snowbird now. They said, why would we have never come here before? Because they just haven't been to Miami in a while. You go to Arizona, you have the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
May I share with all of them,
yes.
please? This comes from my heart, from my ticker.
Yes.
Stay away.
You don't want.
That's the way
you don't
I
want
feel.
the wacky news guy from WGN's morning show living down there.
No more. No more. This is a matchup of strengths. Kansas City had the NFL's second best pass offense, and San Francisco had the league's second best pass defense. It's going to potentially be a good.
I hope it's a good game. I hope it's a good game.
The oldest players participating in the Super Bowl are 37. They are the kicker Robbie Gould, the punter Dustin Colquitt, and the linebacker Terrell Suggs. Number 18, each of the players on the winning team will receive $118,000. Number 19, 120 footballs are typically used during the Super Bowl. 120. Did you think it was that much?
But they only use one at a time.
You know, let me look at number 20 if I need to. No, that was funny.
All right, let's move on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The head of PETA says you might be walking your dog wrong. Here are her 4 main tips. Stop rushing them. Realize what a big deal walks are for a dog. Give them more time to sniff. Get off your phone and be more involved. And use a harness instead of a collar. My response to all of these, no.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I'll
PETA.
stop surfing the web
that.
when Linus stops surfing the web.
Yeah.
If he's going to be present, I'll be present.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I consider the sniffing thing to be a dog J-O-ing. That's really what I think it is. And you know what? I'm not out there to watch him pleasure himself. I'm there to let him relieve his bowels so there's not a gift of Tootsie Rolls in my den when I walk back home. Okay?
Stand by your point, Mike.
Thank you very much. A new survey asked people to name the little things that can ruin your day. Here they are. Number 1, a wardrobe malfunction, like leaving your fly down. I've done that a bunch of times.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I've done that a bunch of times. Or spilling coffee, having a stain
I've
all
done
day.
that. Terrible.
Number 2, stepping in a puddle without proper footwear. That's
What's the
interesting.
proper footwear?
Wet sock.
It's like,
A wet sock all day will make your day.
I'm standing here with 2
Like a boot.
soakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one for me. Number 3, falling down. Falling down is a
In front of
it's a big
people?
one.
Embarrassing.
Or at a Christmas
just
party.
falling.
Horrible.
Just falling in general. Falling sucks.
It
really
does. It does.
Don't care to fall down. Don't like that. Number 4, it rains and you don't have an umbrella. That's a big city one. Number 5, slipping on ice or snow. Number 6, being late. Number 7, losing your wallet. Number 8, you can't find your keys. Oh, my God. Number 9, your phone breaks. I'd have to throw in, or your computer breaks.
Yes.
Like mine did. And number 10, realize you're locked out of your place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or your
What about
home, the way I would have written
closing your hand on a car door?
Oh, that's it. Carla, I just want. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
That'll ruin your
Oh,
day.
Jesus.
It's bad.
Oh, my God. And now a little something.
Yes.
The cops in Wynn Hall, Vermont, got a call on Friday around 11 p.m. about a guy who was trying to drive a Range Rover up a ski slope at a ski park.
I'm in love.
Well, the commercials do it.
Can't you just listen to this story? and imagine the entire timeline. You know,
Yes.
Phil, yeah. Is that that's just a fancy car? Is that no? I could go
No,
up that.
I could do it.
Is that just like the commercial where he goes up the? Yeah, I can do
Remember
it.
the beginning
I
of
can do it.
Coal Miner's Daughter when Tommy Lee Jones drives the Jeep up that steep hill to win a bet?
Yeah,
That's like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. For what it's worth, he was only trying to drive up the bunny slope. He didn't try to take it on a black diamond. When the cops got there, they stopped 59-year-old Frederick Brechter of Shelter Island, New York. He was a few hundred feet up the mountain.
This is fantastic.
He was a few hundred feet up the mountain. He failed their sobriety test, charged with DUI. And once again, we pay tribute to the children of the greatest generation. Hope you enjoyed the slopes, ass. Thank you very much. Yeah,
You know,
I'm
He
59.
He made it up, though.
My Uncle Pete once got in trouble with the law for driving a Volkswagen on the boardwalk in Seaside Park, New Jersey.
Oh, my
There you go.
God.
And
But
the
he
question
wasn't
is,
59 though, right?
no, he wasn't. But I believe that was the days when DUI was legal. It's fine. Just don't drive up there, Pete.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though for me because the 59 and 65-year-olds down here don't drink. We will take a break.
Oh, boy.
Play, drink, repeat. Play, drink, repeat. Play, drink, bitch, repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch, play, drink, repeat. We'll take a break, and that's really what they do. We'll come back with the audio vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You asked, and we listened. Now you can listen on Spotify. In our never-ending effort to make it easier for you to access our content, The Mike O'Mara Show can now be streamed on Spotify. Just another platform that gives you full TMOS access. So go grab the show and listen, and spread the word. The more you know, the more we grow. TMOS on Spotify. Grab it.
Read ahead on this.
Don't read ahead, Mike.
This portion of the bonus. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show brought to you by our bonus packages. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Rob Ford's Adults Only Football Party. This Sunday, celebrate the big game with DC's most elusive single guy while he's still single. Tickets are still available at www.rofo.biz. The fun starts at 2 p.m. in the basement of the Jefferson Memorial, 16 East Basin Drive, Southwest, Washington, D.C., 20242. Remember to use the secret shave and a haircut knock to gain entry to this adults-only soiree. No kids in sight, but feel free to enjoy the massage kiosk, the erotic guacamole lounge, and over 3 big screen, split screen TV, simultaneously showing the big game and your favorite Cinemax late night programming, like Coed Confidential.
That's a good one.
Every ticket comes with full access to the topless salsa bar, pole dancing photo ops, the oil buffet.
What buffet?
What's wrong with you? The oil buffet.
Yeah, help yourself.
A 10-minute session in the glitter stall, and an autograph from Sonny Jurgensen. What's wrong with you?
That's full value.
It is.
Don't forget your $1 bills. And don't forget to register to win a subscription to the TMOS bonus show. Or better yet, just purchase one today. It's only a click away, and you won't feel like you need hand sanitizer when you buy it. Just click the banner on our website, and you'll get access to all of our bonus content, and you'll be helping our show. It's your passport to the assport. The TMOS bonus show. Hot adult action. That's Rob Ford approved. Thank you very much. Open the audio vault. Take it away, you maniac.
Did you know that Jefferson had a basement? I didn't know.
No, did not know.
Yeah, it's going to be
No
a great
idea.
It's going to be a great party.
whatsoever. Yes.
While we're talking come in.
Shave my haircut.
See,
thank you.
knock.
Yes, there we go.
While we're talking NFL, did you know that the Super Bowl I was carried on 2 networks simultaneously?
No.
Because NBC had the AFC and CBS had the NFC.
Oh, so they
hadn't worked it out yet, so they both showed it.
Wow.
But did you also know that up until now, neither network has a copy of the game?
In Los Angeles, the first first Super Bowl game puts the Packers against the Chiefs.
When the game was held in 1967, nobody thought that Super Bowl I would become the event that it is today.
This first meeting between the champs of the NFL and the AFL.
It's disbelief, knowing what the game has become. And they did what with it? They taped over it?
The first broadcast that every single American saw.
It was actually taped over purposefully with soap operas.
The days of our lives.
VHS or beta wasn't available to people at that time. Both copies from two separate entities felt it wasn't worthy of keeping and erased them.
This game meant so much.
Now, that is an amazing and common story. A lot of the early Carson stuff is gone because they taped over it because videotapes were expensive.
You had to save money.
You had to save money. Now, fast forward to and the fact that they don't have it, and it was on two networks, two chances to capture it. No one has it.
What's crazier? Because what date was that, the first Super Bowl?
66, I believe.
What's crazier, that the idea that a tape of the moon landing was thrown in storage and then sold at like...
the original film.
Yeah, the original film. Or the idea that the Super Bowl, which is $1 billion business... was the first one was not captured.
Well, here's
Americans don't have a sense of history. They don't. They really don't.
No.
Most Americans are what have you done for me lately? That's the way we live in our lives here.
So fast forward, there's a guy named Troy Haupt, and when his father died, his last words to his wife were, "Don't forget those tapes in the attic."
Yeah.
And so they went and looked in the attic, and there was 4 huge reel-to-reel. There were 4 huge video reels of a system that's no longer used anymore. I think it was called Quadronic or something, and they were labeled Super Bowl I.
Oh!
So he went to the Museum of Broadcasting, and that is a complete copy, the only complete copy of the first Super Bowl. But the NFL, not happy about it.
Initially, my reaction was, this is finding a great missing sports memorabilia that the NFL and the sports world is just going to go crazy about.
They weren't as receptive as we all thought they would be.
Early on, the NFL came to us and said, we'll give you, I think it was like $30,000.
In the event we were to try and sell the tapes, the NFL would consider it an infringement on the copyright, and they would sue us. This huge $12 billion industry has put up roadblocks to us in getting this tape out there to the public.
So they're still sort of stymied legally, but here's the ultimate dick statement that the NFL...
They're such crap.
I hate them.
We on a bonus show, we tried to do it last week.
We'll do it
maybe
this week
on the bonus show. We can give you the whole NFL deal, which is just so obnoxious.
What's surreal about this is the right PR person said, let's just break him off like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that'll be a great story.
Right.
That'll look at the NFL. They could have gone the legal route, but they said, let's give you $1 million. Super Bowl I, $1 million.
The National Football League attorneys sent him a letter that said, we will offer you $30,000, which, by the way, is how much we're going to sue you for if you sell them to anyone else.
Wow.
Think about that with your chips and salsa this weekend, folks.
How about this? If it were me, and trust me, I say this now.
Only copy.
I say this ballsy enough, and I could afford $30K.
Right.
And it didn't matter to me. I just throw up on YouTube. Say,
yep.
Enjoy. Here you go, world.
Everybody enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Here it is.
But they'd get blocked.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, it's copyright infringement.
Yeah. That video is no longer available.
Oh, no. But anyway, the guy's name is Troy Haupt. He's putting together a documentary about the tapes and the discovery and his struggles.
Good for
so
him.
Keep your eyes peeled. And also, they've interviewed broadcasters from there was an old sports guy, Mike. You remember Jack Whitaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
he's no longer with us.
He called the Super Bowl for NBC, I think, that day.
Great, legendary broadcaster.
And at the very end of his life, he said, I regret the fact that no one has ever heard my call of that game. And so think of the history at play, not just for sports, but for broadcasting. So I root for this guy.
It's amazing how arrogant they are. And, we should really recap some of our experiences there in the...
I've got plenty.
The Politburo that is the NFL.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oscar, just suffice it to say, sure, you're in, but you can't go over there.
No.
That's right. We'll get into the whole levels of it.
Thanks a lot.
There's a British television show called This Morning, and they booked a lady on. She was 80 years old. And the sort of the hook on the story is that she's dating a 35-year-old guy.
Okay.
And I thought it'd be a nice sort of feel-good piece.
80 dating a 35-year-old.
I didn't think they probably didn't think it would go this direction.
The first night. Oh, the first night. Pretty rough.
It was rough. Nobody had been near me for 35 years. I thought I was a virgin again. Can I say what we used? A whole tube of KY jelly?
Oh. Yeah, you can say that.
And the thing is, I couldn't walk the next day. I felt as if I'd been riding a horse. Saddle sore wasn't in it. We got over that. The sex is not the important thing.
Right.
Because I can't sleep with him. You get an elbow in the face, a knee in the back.
Oh, he's a fidgeter.
Oh, he's terrible. Right.
And the bad news is, Mike, both networks erased the tape of that night. So none exists. That's your magic audio phone. If you can, have a good Wednesday.
Oh, wow. That's one to go home with. Oh, wow. Hey, Rob Spiewak bringing it today. Huh?
Well,
Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Nice job. That was fun.
Watch Singing in the Rain, Mike. Watch it.
I will. I don't know which is. It's the balance of Singing in the Rain and then the 80-year-old lady with KY.
A whole tube.
Her suitor is probably, he's got like his ego, his head, I don't know how it fits through the doors.
And I didn't know they would sell that product in England. I thought it was American because it's made in Kentucky, right?
You know, the truth is that Jack Whitaker, when he broadcast the first Super Bowl, used an entire tube. All right, anyway, we got to get out of here for Rob
On Vince
Spiewak.
Lombardi.
Get it all out. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, why am I blurry? So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Took me like 3 hours to finish the shading on your upper lip.
Who dumped a whole truckload of fizzies into the swim meet? Who delivered the medical school cadavers to the alumni dinner? Every Halloween, the trees are filled with underwear. Every spring, the toilets explode.
You're talking about Delta, sir.
Ha-ha, you fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is this. Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.